Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Tito, je fais des vidéos sur les finances personnelles sur mon autre chaîne, mais sur cette chaîne, je parle d'autres choses comme aujourd'hui où je vais revoir le film All's Fair in Love. When two business partners try to save their fashion house from going under, they meet a beautiful woman who could be the answer to their financial problems. But she also poses some new problems when both men fall for her. All's Fair in Love is directed by Kayode Kasum. So apparently this is Accelerate Studios' first full-length feature film. Accelerate TV, they do lots of things on YouTube, amazing shows and content like Visa on Arrival and whatnot, but I think this is their first full-length feature film making it to the cinemas. I also might be wrong about this one, but I think this is Deyemi Okanlawon's first foray into producing and executive producing, and I think the story of this movie is also by him. So there are lots of firsts with this particular movie, All Is Fair in Love. I have to let you guys know up front that I may not be giving this movie a jollof rating by the end of the review. I'm still contemplating it, right? But it's likely that I won't be giving this movie a jollof rating. By the end of the review, I'll say why. But like I said, I'm still contemplating it all as I go while making this review. So yeah, I think that's another first. That said, guys, let's dive into it, beginning with Les Performances. Deyemi Okalawon plays Deyemi Okalawon, a fashion entrepreneur who is in business with pretty much his best friend, played by Timini Egbuson. And Deyemi Okalawon is a Casanova. He dresses really well, and he's he's very business savvy and business minded. And I think Deyemi did a good enough job playing this character. And while watching this film, I said that to myself, his character's name is so similar to his real name. Deyemi, but hey, so it's no wonder that I'm kind of mixing both names up. But I think Deyemi did a good, decent enough job with this, and it wasn't that much of a departure from other characters that he's played in the past. I mean, I think Deyemi has played characters like this in the past. None particularly come to mind, but I'm pretty sure Deyemi has played characters like this. Timini Egbuson plays Kanla or Kola, because I did hear them calling his character Kola sometimes, right? And he's the creative partner in this partnership, right? He's a fashion designer, very fashionable guy, also a Casanova. Timini did a good job. And yeah, that's as much as I think I'm willing to say about the character that Timini played. I don't want to give too much away. The movie is in cinemas right now, so I don't want to give out spoilers, right? So I'll just leave it at that. Buhle Samuels, the South African actress who plays Mbali Khumalo in this movie. She's the one that is, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, I haven't seen the trailer because sometimes I choose not to see a trailer before seeing these films so that I don't have any preconceived ideas or just so I don't know too much about the movie essentially. But Buhle Samuels plays Mbali Khumalo, the woman who kind of comes between these two friends and business partners. Very attractive young lady. She did a good enough job. When I saw her on screen, I was wondering, why did they go with a South African actress? Why didn't they just go with one of our Nollywood actresses? But then, to be honest, when she stood up and she turned around, I was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's a good enough reason for them to have gone with her. I'm sorry. She's a very attractive lady, but she also did a really good job portraying this woman who is caught in this love triangle with two business partners / friends. I mean, she's a curvy woman and you can't not notice it. Yeah, especially if you're a heterosexual male, you can't not notice her beauty. Moving swiftly on, Kunle Bamtefa. He's in this film. He plays Mr. Holloway, Deyemi's character's father. Ugh. I don't think Kunle Bamtefa is the man you cast when you want to cast the rich dad, especially the rich, sophisticated dad. If you wanted to cast like the rich Yoruba man, like into politics kind of father who is a bit rough around the edges, then hey, I think he would have done well there. But the character that Kunle Bamtefa plays in this film is more like the RMD type of mold, right? I think RMD would have been better to have played this character, or maybe Bimbo Manuel. You know, in movies when there's tension between a father and a son, I think Bimbo Manuel is your go-to guy for the father. So I think he would have been better in this role. I think yeah, Kunle Bamtefa, I think he really did struggle. It was a bit tough to watch. To be honest, I thought Kunle Bamtefa had retired. I haven't seen him in anything for years. And I was quite surprised to see him in this film as I was in the cinema watching it. Bless him, but I don't think he was the man for the job or for this particular role. Adedimeji Lateef was in this film. I will choose not to talk about Adedimeji Lateef's character and performance because, like I said, I haven't seen the trailer of the film, so I don't know how much they reveal, about certain characters in the trailer. But yeah, I can say though that he didn't do in the movie what I expected him to do, because he's a big actor, he's a big name, he's a great actor, but what I got from him in the movie wasn't what I expected. Long story short, I thought he'd have a more prominent role in the movie. Ireti Doyle is in the film. I think she plays a character called Chief. Another character or performance that I don't know how much I can say about that performance or character. I'll just say that I think they went a bit overboard with the makeup for Ireti Doyle's character. I think I can say that much. And yeah, let me leave it at that. Kenzy Udosen, he was in the film. I don't follow him on Instagram, but I see him pop up on my timeline enough to know that he does, skits and sketches, and he's good at it, and he's funny and all that. In this movie, he plays an effeminate, personal assistant or admin officer in the fashion establishment owned by Deyemi and Timini's characters. And it was a bit of a cliche character, but the performance by Kenzy was actually good. It was convincing. It could have been better had they cast another, a bestie of that particular character so that they'd have some interesting banter. That would have made the character more entertaining, yeah, and given more life to it. One last one for the road. Venita, Akpofure was in the film as well. And so was Beauty Tukura. So they were the two Big Brother Naija people. Although, to be honest, Venita has been doing a lot of acting lately. So, I can't just put Venita in that Big Brother Naija box anymore. She's an actress, and she's a good one too. She was in this film playing this seductive woman, and I think she did okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, I can't really talk about many of the performances in this film. I'm just realizing that. Like I said, I'm figuring out a lot about this review as I go. But I hope what I've said about the performances, I hope it helps you guys. Yeah. Ce que j'ai aimé. I liked the styling of the main characters in this film. Particularly Demi and Kanla, played by Deyemi and Timini. They really looked like fashion entrepreneurs. They looked so stylish. Shout out to the styling and wardrobe departments, on this film or on this project. They did a fantastic job. I also liked Buhle Samuels. I'd never heard of her prior to now, the South African actress that is the love interest in this film. But she did an okay job. But aside from that, she's very easy on the eyes. And each time she was on screen, it was just nice to see her on screen. What can I say? So yeah, those were the things I liked about this film. Ce que je n'ai pas aimé. I have to tread carefully here. The editing in this film was not fantastic. It could have been better. There were some scenes and some cuts that just didn't feel smooth. There was that. Also, the sound editing in this film. This film also did that thing that really annoys me, where a character is walking and you're hearing pakam pokum, pakam pokum. Like that. That most of the time, that's not how footsteps sound. So why do that? And I remember mentioning the same thing in another recent review. Maybe, I don't know if it was Afamefuna back in December or something, but I heard that as well, and I've heard it in other, poor sound editing in other in other movies I've seen. And I'm wondering if it's the same editor that does all these films that I have that issue with. Do you understand what I mean? But either way, I've decided that going forward, if I watch a film where I have issues with the editing, I'm going to, while watching the end credits, I'm going to look for the names of these editors to know if it's a widespread problem or if it's just one or two people that edit these movies where I have issues with the editing. So yeah, that's something I'm going to do going forward, because It's getting out of hand. Deleted scenes. While watching this film, it felt like while they were compiling it or chopping it up, right, it felt like certain scenes were taken out, which therefore made the story a bit wonky at certain points. For example, there's a part where some characters are reconciling after having an argument, but we don't actually see the argument. So when they're, reconciling with each other, I was like, wait, what happened, that, is causing them to have this kind of awkward reconciliation? What else? A couple of things in this film felt out of place or inconsistent or just didn't seem to make sense. For instance, this is an inconsistency issue, right? A consultant in the film tells the main characters that, look, we have an investor meeting that we need to go for, so be ready, right? And they go for this investor meeting, but the scene plays out as an auction rather than an investor meeting. It looked nothing like what you would think an investor meeting should be. Like I said, it turned out to be an auction, and people were auctioning for art, or bidding for artwork or whatever the term is. So that was a bit confusing. And then there's a scene, and this one is like, hopefully when this movie gets to streaming, they would have rectified this particular issue. But if you see the film in cinemas, you'll see this particular problem. I can call it a problem. You see, there's a part in the film where some characters are rendered unconscious. And that scene just comes out of nowhere. As in, there was no lead up to it or explanation for it. I mean, they did it because of another thing, but it didn't just seamlessly or logically flow into the story or into the delivery. And that was quite jarring. Another issue I had with this film is the antagonist. Can't say a lot about that, but the antagonist wasn't really working for me. And finally, the tension and the conflict in this film, it didn't give what it should have given. Sorry to use, Gen Z parlance, but if I use proper terminology, I feel like I'd say something that I shouldn't be saying. There's conflict between certain characters in this movie, particularly like a father and son in the film. And I mean, I saw where they were going or what they were trying to accomplish, but it just didn't feel like it was doing what it was meant to do. I don't know how to say. There's a scene where there's an outburst do you know what? I'll just leave it at that. That the tension and the conflict in this film wasn't powerful or impactful enough. They could have done so much more to build up with the tension and the conflict in this movie. I really want to highlight certain scenes where this was the case, but let me leave it alone. Let's move on. Qui devrait le voir? Go and see All's Fair in Love if you're a fan of the main actors in this film, Deyemi Okalawon and Timini Egbuson. It's a bit of an interesting dynamic between both of them in this movie. So if you're a fan of theirs, I think you'll enjoy the film. Also, if you want to support Deyemi Okalawon in this quest of his to reach ₦1 billion with this movie, then with your money, go and see the movie in cinemas, buy your tickets for yourself and other people, because he's trying to, get this film to ₦1 billion. All the best with that. It is doing well. I did see it on opening day, Valentine's Day, on Wednesday, and from what I saw online, it made 7 million naira, upwards of 7 million naira on opening day. So I think in opening week, Valentine's week, it'll maybe do close to 20 million. Who knows? So yes, they're on course to make a lot of money with this film. That much I know. Finally, if seeing Deyemi Okalawon with his shirt off is your cup of tea, then I think you'll enjoy this film. He has lots of shirtless scenes in this movie. So yeah, if that's the kind of thing that knocks your socks off, or, that floats your boat, then go and see this film, All's Fair in Love. In conclusion, I don't think I was the target audience for this movie. I love rom-coms, right? Don't get me wrong, but I mean, when you have a rom-com that has like two Nollywood heartthrobs and hunks, right, as the leads, I mean, I think that kind of film is really targeting women and not guys like me. So once again, I don't think I was the target audience for this film. I don't think it was the rom-com that I've been looking for, because I've been trying to see or looking for a good rom-com for a while now, but I don't think this was it for me. And one more thing, right? I think this film could have done with some world building. While watching this film, I was saying to myself, I hope we see cameos from people in the fashion world in this film, like maybe Tiana Styling or Maya Tafo or Ugo Monye and all that. You know, if they pop up in the film, it would make the characters in this film feel so much more believable. I'd take Timini and Deyemi as fashion entrepreneurs in this movie way more seriously, right? But that didn't happen, you know. I was also hoping that they drop names like Paris Fashion Week and Vera Wang or Essence and Vogue and say all those fashion terminologies to make it really believable and to really build that world of fashion, which is so broad and so rich and so mainstream. But yeah, I didn't get that. And I think the movie kind of lost something by not doing that. Yeah, so world building would have really helped this movie. I will not be giving this movie a jollof rating. Yes, because I understand that they're trying to do big things with this film, and long story short, I don't want to get in their way of doing the big things that they're trying to do with this film. So I will not be giving this movie a jollof rating. I know the rating I want to give it, but I will not be rating it. Maybe when this film comes out on streaming, I will revisit it and then I'll drop the rating. But for now, no jollof rating. I know that's going to piss off a lot of you. I apologize. But when you do what I do, you know, these reviews, there's a lot to consider sometimes. So yes, no jollof rating today. The backlash. Heaven help me. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, please like it by clicking on the like button and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the black subscribe button. According to the analytics, the back end of my channel, over 60% of you watching this review right now have not subscribed to my channel. Why this? Please guys, it costs you nothing. Subscribe to the channel by clicking on the black subscribe button underneath the video. Also, check out some of my other reviews. I've done a reaction video to Skinny Girl in Transit episode 4. If you're a fan of that show and you're watching it, you want to check out my reaction videos to each episode. So that, if it's not out already, it should be coming out really soon. So be sure to check that out. Check out some of my other reviews. Other reviews will be coming out real soon because lots of other things are coming out this month, February, and in the weeks to come. So there's lots to entertain yourself with on my channel. That's basically what I'm saying. To check out all this stuff, you can just click the card in the corner of the screen. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been awesome. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you've seen the movie All's Fair in Love and War. Sorry, All's Fair in Love. There's no war in it. All's Fair in Love. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.